Stuff up here. Plenty of room. I'm tired. My voice. I don't have a lot of voice left. All right. Well, obviously happy with the win. Proud of our guys. It wasn't our best game. A sloppy game by us with too many penalties at times. Left some opportunities out there. But I think a lot of credit goes to Coach Culley and the Texans team. I mean, we watched them last week take it all the way down to the last drive against the Cleveland Browns. We watched them beat Jacksonville convincingly, and there's a lot of veteran players over there, and those guys are proud men, and we knew it was going to be a heck of a game. So a lot of things we have to clean up. We lost some guys with injuries today, so we'll have to regroup pretty quickly. But I think in the second half, I think Sam took care of the football, and I thought Chuba and Royce came in and gave us what we needed in the run game to finish with 120 yards rushing against that defense. So with that, I'll see what questions you guys have.
What's the prognosis with Christian?
Christian strained his hamstring. I don't know the severity level of it yet, to be quite honest with you. But I knew the minute it happened, they said, "Hey, he's out for the game." So that's all I knew. I just saw him in there. He's moving around, but he's obviously I have to wait and see kind of MRI maybe or something to see what the severity is.
Connected at all to last week's stuff?
No, last week was cramps. Yeah, last week was cramps. I don't know what happened today. I just think he pulled it.
How did you think you adjusted offensively to his absence?
I thought we came in at half there for a while. That we kind of were struggling a little bit. We got a little banged up O-line wise. I think we were really tired. We played 78 plays last week. They had a surge of energy after that. Then I thought in the second half, we trusted Sam. We were throwing 4 verticals, pushed the ball down the field. And then we got rushing yards from Tommy Tremble and Chuba and those guys. So I think we just found a couple core runs. I thought Lovie Smith did a nice job tonight. Like, we came in expecting Tampa too, and he played a lot of man. So I think Joe did a nice job adjusting. But if there's anything to take away from it, I thought Chuba and Royce, they stepped up and each made plays, and so we were able to kind of get back to throwing some of those plays that we wanted to do.
Matt, when Christian went out and they scored, was there kind of a sense of shock and maybe everybody just kind of had to regroup a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know if there's shock. I mean, it's just the National Football League. I mean, I don't even think most of our guys knew what was going on with Christian. I mean, we're so in the moment. Everyone's kind of doing their job. I think the one thing was I thought Davis Mills did a really nice job. If we didn't play man and bring pressure, he was finding guys that were open, and that's why he was drafted, highly. And so I thought Phil did a nice job, kind of getting away after they went down and kicked that field goal, scored the touchdown before the half. And after they kicked that field goal, he started bringing some man pressures again. We just have to trust our guys that they're going to cover. And Rashawn Melvin, Sean Chandler, Dante Jackson with a huge stop on fourth down. Those guys all stepped up with the absence of JC and Justin.
How are JC and Justin?
Justin pulled a muscle. He was still moving on the sideline, but I think he knew he was going to be out. So how long that is, I don't know. And it sounds like JC broke some bones in his foot. So the extent of that, again, they'll have to do a full workup. So so I don't know how long that'll be or what the prognosis will be.
Contact with JC is the possibility that was a Liz Frank when you mentioned multiple bones.
I don't know that it's that. I don't believe it's that, but that's not been said to me, so I don't know.
But multiple bones.
It sounds like it could be a couple bones.
What would you think the timeline?
I have no idea. Honestly, goodness, I have no idea.
Would you attribute some of these injuries to the quick turnaround having to play on the Thursday?
I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. I think this, quick turnaround, but every team does it, and we've been pretty healthy so far. A lot of other teams have come into these games and they've been down guys. So, when it comes to a broken bone, non-contact, I don't know if that's, that, but maybe some of the pulls could be. So, but it is what it is. I mean, we are where we are. We love those guys. We're going to help them get better. As I said to JC in there, you'll be back. Don't worry about it. JC Horn's a special young man, a special football player. So we'll get the other guys ready.
How unique is Christian in what you do offensively? What makes him?
Well, Christians just can kind of do everything, and so I think the biggest thing that he brings is they have to account for him in every passing rep. They can't just double DJ, they can't just double Robbie. They have to account for him, and I think Sam has done a great job finding other guys. A lot of off-schedule plays that happen going to Dan Arnold, hit Tommy Tremble down the right sideline. So I thought Sam played in true progression today. But Christian's amazing at his ability to win one-on-one. So people have to zone everything off, and that creates a lot of windows for other people.
Matt, with all the questions about Sam, to see what he did tonight when kind of the chips were down for offense and defense with the injuries, what does that say about him and what he means to you guys?
Well, I mean, I think number one, if you watch the way we called the game, it means we trust them. Even on that last drive, I mean, we're throwing 4 verticals with them, and I just think in my mind, I say to myself all the time, like, these are professional football players. They've been doing this their whole lives. They let them go play. Like, don't try to overmanage the game. Let them go play. Let them make plays. And so sometimes you go for it fourth and half a foot, and you don't get it. They make a play, and sometimes we go make a play. So, but I think one thing about Sam, he has some moxie, man. I mean, he stayed in the pocket, had that long run called back, but finding Terrace on the 3rd and 12. I mean, there were some huge conversions by Sam, and again, it's him just playing within the system, but also I think he has a courageousness that he's not crossing the line going over the top. He's protecting the football and still pushing the ball down there. And look at the play Alex Erickson made. I mean, that ball, because it's going to be picked, is it not going to be picked? It makes a great play. So a lot of production from a lot of different places.
Matt, from the outset, how did you think Royce and Chuba played in Christian's stead, and what might you be looking for them going forward if Christian does have to?
Yeah, I think they just have to be starting NFL running backs, and Royce has done that before. And I told Chuba at halftime, that's why we drafted you, man. Like, this is your moment. I thought Chuba was outstanding. I think, at the end of the half, we didn't give him a ton of chances, but I thought he got in there at the end and made some key runs. When we can line up in 4-minute offense and run and get the first down on 2 plays, I mean, especially versus that stout defense, that's a credit to the offensive line. That's credit to the tight ends and fullbacks. But I thought those backs hit it, and the minute Royce got in, he made that nice run. Cut the ball back on a duo play, which that's a veteran run. I mean, that's a guy who's played a bunch and saw it. So those guys stepped up for us.
Hey, we'll do one more question.
How much should,
Coach,
how much,
drafted
David?
J.P. Hunt.
Go ahead, David.
how much, with an end of the second quarter after Christian was out, Darnold was sacked 3 times, how much did the protection break down without Christian, and how much do you feel like that Darnold took on his shoulders in the second half?
Yeah, I don't think any of that was attributed to Christian. I think one of them was a deep shot that we were going to throw, and Tommy came back and just he just has to get on the guy. Got knocked back into the quarterback. The other one was just a nice effort. The guy reached and knocked it out, and the last one was we're pushing the ball down the field in 2 minutes. So, I mean, they're good rushers, and we knew they were going to be really good rushers. Johnny Miller got banged up early in that game. Hurt his shoulder and wouldn't come out of the game, and so I think once they got to the second half, those guys. The offensive line just kind of regrouped a little bit. Like I said, we practiced a bunch of one thing and saw a lot of the other, and that's it's to be expected in the National Football League. Like that's why we have a system, and our coaches adjusted. But I don't, I think for the rest of the guys, like they love Christian, they love having him out there, but they also trust everyone else, and so I thought they played to the system. And I told our guys like this game will be won in the last 5 minutes. Like I just know Coach Culley, I know Lovie Smith, I know these guys are good coaches, and I know these players. They got winners over there, so. I thought they hung in there, and we just made a couple plays at the end.
Last question. Go ahead, Sheila.
Coach, you guys said that you drafted J.C. Horn with the hopes of being able to play more aggressive man coverage and things like that. With him out, do you have to change that approach with the backups, or do you feel like they've been prepared enough to play more of that man-to-man versus zone coverage?
Yeah, we trust them. We trust those guys to play. Those guys went in there and played. I mean, Sean Melvin played the whole game. We're gonna kind of stick with what we do, play our system, and. I think at the end of the day we play a lot of zone, we play a lot of man. We're playing some 2-man at the end. I thought Phil dialed up what he needed to do to get the win. So we'll continue to do those things. And like I said, every one of these guys is a true pro. They're here for a reason. So when opportunity comes, they get it, and they found a way to capitalize tonight. Hopefully they can do it again after this little mini bye we have.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Tough question. You know what happened? I don't know what to say about that one. I'm not gonna lie. As a defense, it doesn't matter who's playing. The brand has to stay the same. The goal is the same, no matter who's playing. And that's to go out there, do your job at a very high level, so that we can contribute to a win.
Did it hurt to see those injuries happen? Because you seem like you a little bothered. So I'm just wondering.
I haven't really gotten a chance to think about it, honestly. Just was, so focused on the game, and at that point in time, trying to figure out how could I help the team so that we could get the W. But, two very important pieces. I guess we're going to have to see what happens. Like I said, it's sad to see it happen, but, we're going to have to see what happens. I don't know what to say.
What did you think was the key moment of today, this win?
I think the way we came back out at halftime, offense really picked it up. Just really picked it up, got back on pace, did what they, played how they've been playing over the past couple of weeks, and I felt like it gave the defense a little bit more energy, held the ball for a while, which allowed us to, rest and stay fresh, and allowed us to get on the field and, go play with very high intensity.
Physically, how tough is this turnaround on you guys' body to have very limited rest?
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that contributes to maybe some of the injuries that we saw today?
That could possibly be a factor. It is really hard, playing a game. With as physical as this sport is, to play a game on Sunday, turn right back around with a little bit of time on your hands, and to have to play on a Thursday, it's definitely a challenge to get your body right. I remember right after Sunday's game, just starting on my recovery because I knew Thursday night was coming. So it's definitely a challenge, but it's just one of them things where you have to be a pro. It's part of the job. There's nothing you can really do about it. You have to get out there and get ready to perform.
What do you think of Davis Mills?
It's very tough, man. He's a tough guy. He escaped my grip, a couple times today, and it was shocking to see. Even with the one hit, just the way he got back up, man. The guy, he's tough. He's mentally and physically tough.
Most rookies, when they're in that spot, would you almost expect them not to fold, but maybe to show something?
Most definitely, and he got right back up off the ground, and continued to play. So, and Davis Mills, they definitely have a tough player.
Hassan, you mentioned the way the offense came out in the second half. What specifically is Sam beginning to show this team regarding his leadership and
that he can ball, man? Sam he's a gamer. Guy is flat out balling right now. I even remember looking up at the scoreboard and seeing that it was 404 passing yards. That's impressive, man. Very, very impressive, and I'm really happy to see him ball out.
We're good? Thank you, Haas.
All right, man. Everybody be blessed. Get home safely.
Thank you.
And like I just said earlier, I want to keep this momentum going. So it's a big win, and it was on the road. It was tough, sloppy game. We got a lot of things to work on, just not beating ourselves, but we pulled a win. So.
You may have heard the question, Hassan, but you think the short week may have played a role in the injuries on your side tonight?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I feel like everybody took care of themselves pretty well. With this quick turnaround, like I've seen a lot of guys in the treatment room trying to get their bodies back right from the game that we had Sunday. So I wouldn't say that played a big part in the injuries or the guys that went down this game.
What's going through your mind when you see Christian go to the 10, and then JC and Justin, and just kind of racking up the injuries like that?
To be honest, I didn't even notice Christian went to the tent at first. I just noticed he wasn't in the game. Then I figured out what was going on. But I mean, it's a part of the game. Like guys go down, guys got to step up. Like I think Chuba stepped up pretty well, and I think some of our guys in the back end stepped up pretty well. I mean, we don't want anybody to go down, but it's a part of the game. This is how I go.
hold yourself to a pretty high standard now. I mean, they only allowed 9 points. I think they'll have, whatever, 4 or 5 sacks, but that's not good enough, I mean, for this, as good as this defense is.
No, we're leaving a lot of plays out there. And we really need to get back to the drawing board and clean these up, especially like the offsides, and that's just like mental errors, you know. But other than that, like, we just need to clean up everything that we can moving on to Dallas.
What kind of changed for you guys in the second half of the game that allowed you all to, play as well as well?
What'd you say?
What do you think changed for you all in the second, or helped you all in the second half to pull away?
Oh no, we just kept pushing it. Like I say, we take everything like it's what's next. So we just focusing on the next play. We just kept it pushing. Sam did a great job. The offense did a great job. The defense, we held them. You feel me? So it's complimentary football, and we held it down. That's all I can say.
What did you learn about
particular discussions at halftime of what you all needed to do at all?
No, we stick to the same plan.
What did you learn about this team after Christian and then Horn go down?
That we got some ballers and some people that can step up when they need to. Like I just said, Chuba, I feel like he did a good job in the secondary guys that came in. They didn't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough not having Christian. It's tough not having JC in the back end. But at the end of the day, you got to have guys that's behind them that can play without losing any slack. So it was great to see. And this is a tough team. It's a tough team. Those guys be back, and they're my prayers.
Did you get a chance to talk to either of them?
Not yet. Not yet.
What was Phil's message to you guys at halftime?
No, it was just the things that we may have busted, or the things that, like, if our eyes weren't in the right place, any small techniques, that's mainly what it was. It was just corrections. But we all stayed with the same mindset from the first half. It's like we got to come out, it's what's next, and we on to the next play.
Is this a game you guys would have lost in the last couple of years, with the adversity kind of mounting?
I honestly don't know. I mean, games go up and down. I mean, like, we was in the last couple of years, we was in some tough fights and we pulled off some wins, but I don't know. Games go up and down.
You guys got the win, but the move seems a little less, I guess, jovial than it was in the previous win. Is it because of the injuries? Is it because of the plays that you feel like you guys left on the field?
It's a little bit of it all. I mean, like, you don't never want to see one of your brothers go down. Like, you don't want to see that. And also, just like, we knowing all the mental errors that we had on this game, we got to get that fixed, because every game ain't gonna be like this. Like, we pulled it off, but every game ain't gonna be like this. We can't have that. We can't beat ourselves.
1 or 2 more. We good? Thank you, Burns.
All right, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Chuba, Sam, maybe 75. Through Cameron on the list too.
You can start with questions.
Sam, what does it say about this team that after losing Christian, you guys come out and play in the second half the way you did and were able to keep this one at bay?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, losing Christian's tough. I mean, he's a great player. So, I really thought Chuba and Royce, when they got in there after that, did a really great job. But yeah, losing Christian's tough, but I thought we did a good job of bouncing back, and in that second half, we were kind of able to put that first half behind us and really do a good job in that second half.
Sam, ultimately, you had to do more when Christian kind of went out. How did you approach that coming in the second half? Did you say anything to your teammates? Was there anything?
No, I mean, for us, it's just executing the plays that are called. That's really, that's as simple as it is for us. It's just executing whatever's called, and, if we call a play that's, if the running back's the first option on that play, just because Christian's out doesn't mean I'm not going to go to the running back. You know what I mean? So, I thought, like I said, Chuba and Royce did a great job when they got in there.
Sam, what was the mood at halftime after Christian had been in the tent address the team in terms of just like, hey, you got to go play the second half?
Yeah, no, I mean, we weren't told, about Christian's injury. I mean, I assumed just because he wasn't there. But, yeah, I mean, it was just for us, we had to put our head down and play a lot better. And, I thought we did a better job in that second half, creating momentum and having a good tempo about us.
Sam, you literally put your head down on that third and inches at the goal line. Can you describe that play and losing your helmet?
Yeah, it was hectic. There was a lot of things going on that QB sneak, and yeah, I mean, I thought I got a great push back from I don't know who it was. I think Royce and maybe Gio back there in the backfield. So yeah, I mean, got in. It's all.
The helmet itself, like, did you feel it going?
Yeah, it just kind of slid off. I think that kind of happened after I was already in the end zone. But
When's the last time you had 2 rushing touchdowns?
I have no idea. You probably know. You probably know.
Never in the NFL.
Yeah, probably college.
College or high school?
Call it probably high school. Yeah.
Can you take us through the first rushing touchdown too? Was that a read play, or were you calling it the whole time?
No, it was a good play by our offense to be able to get in there and do our job.
Can you just do? I mean, you don't have to get too deep, but can you expand on it?
I can't. Sorry.
Quick turnaround, injuries during the game, but you guys still gutted out the win. What does that say about this team?
Yeah, I mean, we're resilient. We had, a lot of guys in the building and with us in OTAs, which, kind of showed kind of the type of team that we wanted to be. But then we went to Spartanburg. We had a great training camp, a hard training camp down there in the heat. And, yeah, it kind of showed what kind of team we were when we, practiced against Baltimore and Indy. So, I mean, we always knew what kind of team we had. It was just about going out there on game day and executing. And we've been doing a good job so far. We just got to, keep taking it 1 week at a time.
How unique a player is Christian?
What's that?
How unique a player is Christian?
Yeah, I mean, he's a special player. I don't know if there's any way to describe him. He's someone. I'm gonna try to right now, but he's someone who you can align anywhere, and I think the greatest way to see how great a player is by how a defense has to game plan for them. And when Christian's out there, you can kind of see when he starts to line up in different ways that defenses have certain checks, for him when he's out there, and that's a sign of a really good player.
How much was it a factor at the end of the second quarter where you got sacked 3 times after he left, and then what happened in the second half to kind of stabilize it?
Yeah, it was just, for me, it was holding on to the ball too long. We were trying to push the ball downfield a little bit there in the late in the second half, and just got to play smarter that way. Just understand, hey, listen to my feet. That's how I like to say it is, if I start kind of climbing in the pocket too much or I feel like I'm holding on to it, I'll just get rid of it.
What was
1 to 2 more,
Christian's
please.
mood after the game?
I mean, he's sad.
What did you say to him?
Just, that I'm thinking of him and, to take his time. We'll be all right, without him. Obviously, we want him back, but I want him to take his time right now and make sure he's good for the end of the season.
Do you think he'll be back this season?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he will be. That's me. I'm being optimistic, but yeah.
Do you anticipate having to do more, a lot more without him?
No, I think for us, we're starting to find our identity as an offense, and I think I just gotta again, whatever play is called, we just gotta execute that play, and that's my job, is to get us in the right play and make sure that we're kind of hitting on all cylinders and that the offense is moving in the right direction.
Thank you, Sam.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Questions?
What was it like for you to, after Christian went down as a coordinator and immediately be the main back? What was that like for you?
I mean, I always believe, when your name's called, you got to step up. My team, obviously Christian went down, unfortunately. Great guy, obviously, the workforce of this offense. I know I just need to step up.
You seem to have a more effective second half. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I mean, I just run the ball and, hit my keys, follow my holes, and, when stuff happens, it happens. And, obviously the O-line did a great job. Felt that we did a very better job in the second half and just kind of started getting things going.
What was your kind of reaction in the offense's mood when Christian was in the tent for as long as he was, and then when they ruled him out?
It was just a tough situation. I mean, you never want to see your teammate go down, especially Christian. It was just a tough situation.
Did you get a chance to talk to him after the game? And
Yeah, that was the first thing I did. Yeah.
What were your orders?
Just praying for him. Obviously, football comes with injury and stuff like that. It's tough, but just praying that he'll come back fast, and obviously he will. It's Christian.
Is your sense that he will?
Yeah, he'll be okay.
Can you speak a little bit about that 91-yard drive y'all had from 7-6 to 14-6? You had that kind of a huge drive there. What do you remember about that?
Yeah, I mean, we were just moving the ball really well, starting to get a rhythm. I felt the O-line, tight ends, receivers, obviously Sam all did a really good job. We were just all clicking, just doing our job.
And your fellow rookie, Tommy Trimble, too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my boy Tommy, so I was happy that he got in the end zone.
Chuba, you had some issues the first couple of weeks in pass protection and stuff. Do you feel a lot more pressure now to be, on point, not just running the ball, but all the other stuff that Christian does?
I mean, to be a running back, you got to be able to, do everything, pass, protect, catch the ball, and run the ball. So that's been a point of emphasis for me over the last year, and I felt that I've progressed in it, definitely.
Anybody have any words for you tonight when you went in or at halftime when you were going to be the guy?
Just pretty much just do my job. We harp that, every week. You do your job, everyone does their job, everything will take care of itself. So, that's really everyone saying, just stay calm and do your thing.
We're good. Thank you, Jim.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, you.
Appreciate it.
What was the feeling like when you saw that Christian was out? And I guess that he probably wouldn't have come later.
I mean, I noticed it just a little bit later than, it actually happened. But, Christian's a great player. We all know that. But, something happens, and this guy has to step in, and I think Chuba came in and ran the ball hard and did a good job.
Yeah, and you guys had that series right after that where there was a lot of pressure, balls on the ground. I mean, was there a little bit of sense of shock at that point?
Man, it's football, it's the NFL. Things like that don't surprise you, you just have to, process what happens and, move on to the next play.
Cam, can you just talk about the job that Sam did tonight with all the adversity kind of stacking up around y'all?
Oh, man, Sam handled the game tremendously well. He led well. He kept poised at the times where he needed. He made big throws. And then, when it came down to it, he made plays with his feet. That's all you can ask from a quarterback is just to go out there and, do what he can and fight to win.
What did you learn about him in that second half without McCaffrey out there that you didn't know before?
We got a good one, man. We got a good one. And he's only going to get better. Like I said, it's always hard playing without one of your best players, but Sam stepped up and did a tremendous job tonight.
Cam, can you sort of describe what it feels like as an offensive lineman and just in general on the 3rd and inches from the one that quarterback sneak y'all ran, and it took a long time to finally score? What's going on there?
Oh, man, we were just thinking about, finishing the game. I mean, we got to the red zone a few times early in the game and didn't capitalize. And that's one of the things that we've been harping on this season. The first few games, we haven't been great in the red zone. So we've just been trying to, finish drives. And for him to finish that drive the way we did, I mean, it felt great.
Yeah, I think everyone coming into the season was sort of skeptical about how Sam would do based on his track record in New York. Doing this tonight, national television, Thursday night game, do you think he, kind of let some people know around the league what he, like you said, you got a good.
Yeah, of course. I mean, his play speaks for itself, and the way that he carries himself around us, I mean, it speaks volumes. I mean, I said it a long time ago, man, but all he needed was to change the scenery, and we're just going to continue to build on the things that we do well, and work on what we need to work on.
Can this team sustain if McCaffrey's out for a long time?
I mean, we're a football team. We're not called the Carolina Christian McCaffreys, like I said, man, it's always hard playing without one of your best players, but at the end of the day, everybody understands that we have to step up and make plays when he's not in there. A receiver, a tight end, at quarterback. So, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like the next man up. Coach always tells us, what's next. And that's how we played tonight, process what happens, good, bad, and different, and, continue to move forward.
We're good.
Thank you, Cam.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Y'all have a good one.
Christian went down. What do you think that says about you?
I feel like we started off good in the second half. We know Christian went down. Prayers up to him. I know he'd be back. So it's all good. We did good.
How did that change? How did losing him, especially those last 12 minutes of that second quarter, kind of impact you?
It didn't really impact us. It's just the next man up mentality. So everything that he was doing, the next running back got to do. So we got to go out there and execute on all cylinders. Next man up mentality.
How do you feel Sam Darnold in that spot?
Today? He did good. I know with all the pressures and stuff, he did well. So I really don't know what was going on. So I just know he was making throws and just being Sam.
Did you gain more confidence, or what did you, out of, watching your quarterback in the second half and the way he seemed to pick up his level of play, almost felt like he was carrying the team there for a while. What did you see?
I just seen Sam just come out on the second half and just be him. Even from the joint practices, you could see that he built confidence through the joint practices. Through day one, everybody on day one, it was just okay, and then the second day, it was just like, wow, we could be something special. So going into the second half, we just talked about being the second day of a joint practice, and we just came out and just ended the game with a W.
You know, like you got banged up a little bit. What happened a few times that you were sitting down by the bench?
By the bench?
Yeah.
Nah, I was good. I just got hit by a linebacker that I didn't see coming. So that was that the blindside hits be the worst ones.
There were a few injuries,
Mhm.
and I know that can be sobering for a team. What would you attribute the quick turnaround to? Maybe some of that.
You could put it that way, but it's also football. So things happen every day and with this game. So I don't know if it's from the short turnaround or just playing a physical game.
PJ, did you get a chance to talk to Christian afterward?
No, not long, but I did see him, and I just told him, I'm with you.
What was he like?
What was he like?
Yeah.
I mean, he was hurt. You be down, so you just need your teammates to build you back up.
We're good? Thank you.
I got them headphones.